Eric vows to make Sloan pay, but he'll have to find her first. Maggie has tea in the square with Xander, Sarah, and Victoria, who's in her stroller. Maggie notices Sarah's engagement ring and excitedly hugs them. They share the only thing they've really decided on is that they want to honeymoon in Scotland. Maggie gets emotional as the couple basks in their love. Rafe comes to Blackpatch with a file on Clyde's black book. Rafe's hoping John and Steve can get the ISA to decode it. On a personal level, he's more interested in what the outside of the book says. It could be the key to freeing Gabi and finding Lee's real killer, who Rafe deduces is Gil. Ava packs in her room above the pub. Harris returns in his dress whites, having come from the Memorial Day service at Arlington. Iva gives Harris a passionate welcome home, but he stops her from unbuttoning his uniform. They need to find Clyde. She shares the theory that Gil killed Lee while looking for her. She grows upset thinking of having to tell Wendy and her family that Lee died because of her. They finally got closure, but now their wounds will be reopened again. Holding Jude at the Dimmer mansion, a confused Nicole asks Eric to explain how the boy could be her and EJ's son. Yes, EJ says, feigning his own confusion, please explain. After Eric recounts Sloan's confession, Nicole recalls knowing it the first time she held Jude. When you're a parent, you just know deep in your soul. Eric looks on teary-eyed. Later, Eric brings Jude's bag into the living room, where Nicole and EJ coo over the baby. He watches, pained. He apologizes for everything that's happened, but Nicole knows he was a victim too. It was all Sloan. That bitch stole my baby. She wants her arrested, never to see the light of day again. EJ states there will be plenty of time for that. As Nicole rants, Holly comes home and learns Jude is her brother. In the square, Maggie asks Xander and Sarah to wait to get married until after her and Konstantin's wedding. A confused Sarah asks why. Maggie stammers before saying she wants to be fully present at their wedding, not thinking about her own wedding plans. As she further sells her lie, she mentions Alex and Theresa are moving into the mansion, which irks Xander. After Rafe's left Blackpatch, Steve asks John how far they are willing to go to get Clyde out of their lives. Backtracking, he suggests he take point on Clyde's case, while John focuses on Konstantin. John wonders if there's something he needs to know. Steve just needs to keep a close eye on Iva, who he assumes is on Clyde's tail. He flashes back to Iva suggesting a permanent solution to the Clyde situation. John then fills Steve in on Maggie's plan to make it look like Konstantin is embezzling from Titan. After Harris changes into civilian clothes, he tells Ava his buddies haven't decoded Clyde's book yet, but he does have encrypted images for her to send him. Once Clyde opens them, they'll be notified of his location. He leaves to check in with Rafe. In the interrogation room, Rafe yells at someone on the phone to locate Everett. Cold case files sit in a box, and Lee's file lies on the desk. Harris enters to ask for a couple more days of leave. Rafe denies his request because they're drowning in cases. Harris states he's taking the days one way or another. Rafe wants to know what's going on, but Harris can't explain. He asks Rafe to trust him. Sighing, Rafe allows it. Hopefully, I'll have your job waiting for you when you come back. At the mansion, Holly is thrilled to learn EJ and Nicole have their son, but realizes it means Eric loses his. Nicole states how sorry she is, but Eric says it's not about him. He just wants them to be happy. He vows Sloan will pay for what she did. Nicole asks if he wants to hold Jude before he leaves. Taking Jude in his arms, Eric tells him he will always love him, more than he knows. Tears fall as he returns the boy to his mother. Nicole says he can come over any time to see him. Eric thinks it's best she has time to bond with her son and Holly, with her brother. Holly tightly embraces him. He tells Holly he loves her and leaves. Outside, Eric stifles sobs. Harris returns to Ava, who is packed and ready to go, but first he gives her a flash drive to send Clyde the files. Now they wait for Clyde to open them. However, there's someone else Harris wants to loop in before they go after the fugitive. Harris gets an alert that Clyde opened the files in a library in Montana. Harris says they have to make one pit stop before they leave. While Xander's changing Victoria's diaper elsewhere in the square, Maggie tells Sarah she loves the idea she presented off-screen. However, she suggests she run it by Xander since it's his wedding too.